Here's the truth about investing that no one tells you. You probably won't get rich from investments. It's just as simple as that. Now, before you start shouting blasphemy that I'm a liar and point to people like Warren Buffett, how he made billions from investing, or Ray Dalio, how he runs a hedge fund and is also a billionaire, or even this guy, Graham Stephan, who made his fortune from real estate investments and stock investments. You have to understand the difference between how they invest and how you invest. Here's how most people invest. The median income in America is around $58,000. After taxes, their take-home pay is around $43,000. That's if they live in a state without state income tax. Now, let's say they are very vigilant about their spending. They are very disciplined. They invest 50% of their take-home pay every single month. After around 10 years, they will have around $300,000. That's not bad at all. But let's look at the facts. The median American net worth in their 30s is only $48,000. Why is there a huge gap here? Well, as you can probably tell, not everyone can live like a monk, and not everyone wants to live like a monk, spending basically nothing and investing 50% of their take home into the stock market every single month. It's hard, it's difficult. So does this mean people like Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio, and Graham Stephan save 50% of their take home and invest it in the S&P and grew like that? No, that is not the case. In fact, people like Ray Dalio went bankrupt at age 30. And Graham Stephan, when he got his first big paycheck, he spent all $30,000 to buy a Lotus Elise. So how did they get rich from investing? So here's the truth about investing, and you're not gonna like it. You need money to make money. One of the biggest advantage those people have is leverage. Now, by leverage, I do not mean money. It does not have to mean monetary leverage, but it does mean access to get money. Take Warren Buffett, for example. He was born to Howard Buffett, a very well-connected businessman and a politician who understood business and had a lot of connections. After Warren Buffett graduated from college, he then went and interned for this guy called Benjamin Graham, who wrote this book, The Intelligent Investor. If you have not read it, I highly recommend it. It is a great book to teach you about the importance and the principles of value investing. Warren is born into a well-connected family, but he also showed interest in investing at an early age. So at age 25, he had around $26,000 in net worth. But by age 30, his net worth ballooned to $1 million. His investment return during that time period is as follows: 10% at age 27, 40% at age 28, 25% at age 29, 22% at age 30. If you plug those numbers into a calculator, that does not grow $26,000 into $1 million. So how did he achieve that $1 million in net worth? Well, he started a partnership using connections that his family had and the people that he met while he was an intern for Benjamin Graham. He started a fund managing their money. And since his family is well connected, and as you can imagine, he gained a lot of access to a lot of capital very early on. Even when he just got started, not many people really believed in him, but he was able to show off his investment expertise. For example, in 1957, the Dow, which is like the SP 500 of today, was down 8.4%, but his partnership returned 10.4%. Using that as a selling point, he was able to convince other investors to put money into his fund. And because he beat the market by basically 20% that year, he was able to convince a lot of people to put a lot of money into his fund. And he was able to charge a fee managing those people's money. So he leveraged his connections to gain access to other people's money. So yes, Warren Buffett is a brilliant investor, but he did not get rich from investing his own money. He got rich by having access and leverage into other people's money through his family and friends, through his connections, and through his ability to convince other people to invest in his fund. Now, you might ask, what about Ray Dalio? Ray Dalio didn't come from a prominent family. His father was a jazz musician who didn't really have a lot of money. So here's the background of Ray Dalio. After he graduated from community college, he went to Harvard Business School, and through that, he started working as a trader, trading commodities on Wall Street. So through his profession, he was able to make a lot of connections by being near the money. Wall Street is where the money is, so he was able to spend time to build up a network of people on Wall Street. And he was trading commodity at the time, which is a very brand new industry that nobody really thought about or cared about. But later on, when trading commodities became fun, he then became an expert expert, and people came to him asking him for his expertise and knowledge. After he got fired as a trader on Wall Street, he then started his own fund. With the connections that he made while working as a trader, he was able to write brilliant research reports and sell to people who need those research reports. By providing his expertise to institutional investors, other traders, and other money managers, he was able to deliver value to them and gain their trust. And eventually, these other institutional investors, money managers, and traders believed in his ability to manage their money. So they started to invest in his fund. From there, he was able to get more investors, get more money, have more leverage, and invest in the market. At the same time, charging them a fee to manage their money. Later on, he will also create technology to help his firm make investment decisions. Using technology, he was able to be objective about how to make a proper investment decision. And that's why in 2008, his firm decided to bet against the American housing market. As we all know, the great financial crisis happened because of the housing crisis. His fund was able to make a lot of money for his investors, while the other funds lost a lot of money. From there, he propelled his influence, and a lot more people started to pay attention to him. He was then able to leverage those influence and get more investors to invest in his fund and charge more fees, and so on and so forth, and become wealthier in the process. So by now, hopefully you can see how those two people invest money and how average Americans invest their money. Ray Dalio and Warren Buffett were able to gain access to other people's money and create leverage on their investments. There's no way they would have made billions if they were only investing their own money without leverage. Now you might think you didn't born into a well-connected family, you didn't go to Harvard, or you don't work on Wall Street. You don't really have access or connections to those famous and rich and powerful people. Can you still get rich? The answer is absolutely. We're going to take a look at Graham Stephan, who is a famous personal finance and investing YouTuber. Grant didn't come from a prominent family. He didn't even go to college. He started his career as a real estate agent at 18 years old. But he was still able to build wealth through investing and through leverage. But his leverage is different. His leverage is leveraged through media. Before Graham started posting on YouTube, he was a real estate agent working in California. He worked very hard to build his connections, and eventually a mentor saw something in him and took him under their wing. A few years into his real estate career, he was making mid-six figures. So far, he has followed the same path as Ray Dalio, which is build up connections, having access to wealthy people, and try to sell houses and buy houses for them. But at the same time, he's a millennial, and he started posting things on YouTube, sharing his experience about how to invest in real estate, how to become a good agent selling houses, and he found his passion in this creation process. At the same time, he built an audience who loves to listen to his recommendations and advice about real estate investing, personal finance, just all things money related. All the meanwhile, he's still working as a real estate agent, trying to build more connections and sell more houses. And I'm sure if he stayed on that path, he would have become very successful there as well. He believed YouTube as a platform, and he built an audience who loves listening to what he has to say about investing in real estate. Instead of having access to few very rich people, he has access to a lot of people who care about investing, real estate, and personal finance. And advertisers and companies notice that, and they would pay him to have access to his leverage, to his audience. And because his audience is made up of people who care about investing and personal finance, advertisers are willing to pay a premium to gain access to his reach. So even though Graham Stephan made a lot of money from investing in real estate and investing in stocks and crypto, he really made his money from YouTube. And he was able to use the money he made from YouTube to get into those other investments. By now you can probably see the differences between how the average American invests and how people like Graham Stephan, Ray Dalio, and Warren Buffett invest their money. In a good year, if you invest correctly, you can see a 10 to 15% return on your money. But if your only access to money is around $10,000 or $50,000, which is your personal savings, that's about $1,000 to $5,000 return in investment. Really isn't a lot of money. But if you have access to $1 million, that 10 to 15% will become $100,000 to $150,000. So the most important takeaway is that you have to have access to leverage, whether it's leverage using family connections or friends. So if you don't have family connections or access to rich friends, then you probably need to work in a professional field that gives you access to people who have money. And if you don't have access to any of those, you have to really learn how to use media and technology to build up your leverage and gain access to people. So if you want to learn how to build permissionless leverage, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.